September 2023, Calabar, Nigeria. Emmanuel Brown, a restaurant manager, set out for his routine visit to the market. Halfway through shopping, he felt a tug on his shirt sleeves. When he turned, he saw a man holding his shirt and screaming, "Give me my penis." Brown thought it was a prank. A crowd gathered and acquisitions became intense. Surrounded by the angry mob, Brown lost his money and his phone before being dragged to the nearest police station. Detained for the whole night, Brown has since come to dismiss claims of missing genitals as fake. He claimed, "Most of these things are not real. How can you tell somebody that your manhood was stolen and then claim to have recovered it all of a sudden?" Every year, hundreds of cases similar to Brown's are documented in various African cities. Calabar, once a slave port under British imperial rule, and now known for its vibrant culture and tourist attractions, experienced what seemed like an epidemic. In just 1 month, over a dozen instances of snatched penises were reported. These outbreaks have also been observed in other major cities, including the country's capital, Abuja, located 400 miles away. Mass panics over genital retraction weren't recorded until 1874, with an epidemic on the island of Sulawesi called Lassa Koro. In the late 20th century, Koro outbreaks occurred in Singapore, Thailand, India, and China. Penis snatching wasn't limited to Africa. Back in 300 BC, the ancient Chinese were concerned about something called Koro, a belief in the dangers of a shrinking penis. Koro comes from the Malay word kura, meaning tortoise. In Malay culture, they referred a shrinking penis to a tortoise's head, recoiling into its shell. During a Koro episode, the person thinks someone touched them, even briefly, and looks around for the attacker. And weirdly, the attacker is usually a stranger. It's not just a guy thing either. Women have experienced it too, although less often. Young women might feel a delusional sensation that their breast or nipples are retracting. Medieval Europe. The 1486 witch hunting manual, Malleus Maleficarum, discussed penis theft stories. Peasants claimed witches stole their penises and stored them in birds' nests. Victims had to beg the witches to recover their organs, with one story even involving a victim attempting to choose a replacement penis, only to discover it belonged to the village priest. 1967. Singapore witnessed rumors of a pig's death caused by penile retraction. Hundreds believed their own penises were shrinking, leading to a decline in pork sales. The Government and Medical Association clarified it as a psychological issue with over 460 documented cases. 1976. Thailand experienced a similar epidemic. About 200 mainly male individuals feared genital shrinkage due to tobacco poisoning and Vietnamese food. However, brief medical intervention led to the recovery of all affected individuals. 1980, a Nigerian psychiatrist named Dr. Sunday Ilechukwu wrote about a strange incident. A policeman brought two men to him, claiming one of them had stolen another man's private parts using witchcraft. After a quick examination, Dr. Ilechukwu found no evidence of such a theft. According to Dr. Ilechukwu, this phenomenon started in 1975 and continued in Nigeria until 1977. After a quiet period, the strange cases of penis theft reappeared briefly in the early 1990s. A few incidents were reported throughout the rest of the decade. However, in late 2023, there was a sudden increase in such cases. During September 2023, a case was reported every day in public places like bus stops and markets. In Lagos, a young man named Wasiu Karimu caused a commotion on a bus that his penis had disappeared. Panicking, he grabbed a woman named Funami Bello and accused her of stealing it. A crowd gathered, ready to harm the woman, but the police intervened and took them to the station. Wasiu later claimed his organ was gradually returning. Investigating the incident, it was revealed that Wasiu felt something strange after a bus bump, screamed about his penis shrinking, and accused the woman. However, he had supposedly restored it before the police arrived. The bizarre incident sparked rumors of juju and black magic. According to most victims, a handshake or a subtle body contact usually precedes incidents of penis theft. Kelvin, not his real name, a factory worker, spoke to a reporter about the alleged snatchers. Once they touch you or shake your hands, you'll feel a shock, then something has left your body. The streets buzzed with tales of disappearing genitals. This prompted men in Africa to adopt unconventional protective measures. Bitter cola, a tropical seed believed to have neutralizing properties, became a popular talisman, causing its demand and price to soar. John Ukett, an electricity worker, shared, "I used to have 2 pieces in my pocket, but my colleague took 1. Local newspapers reported the escalating demand for bitter cola, while other residents turned to charcoal and needles as potent talisman to safeguard against the alleged penis theft." Nigeria, April 2001. Mobs in Nigeria were responsible for the lynching of at least 12 individuals suspected of being penis thieves. In November of the same year, similar incidents occurred in the neighboring Benin, leading to at least 5 deaths. A survey conducted between 1997 and 2003 identified 56 separate cases of genital shrinking, disappearance, and snatching in West Africa. During this period, angry mobs killed at least 36 suspected penis thieves, though these incidents remain largely unknown outside the region. A video circulating on social media, shared by one of Nigeria's prominent newspapers, depicted officers from the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps torturing a man at the defense headquarters in Abuja. The alleged crime: theft of 2 men's penises. More recently, amid the COVID-19 pandemic, young men in a remote community in Benue raised concerns about their genitals disappearing. The ensuing mob frenzy led to a tragic outcome, including 1 suicide and the murder of a spiritual leader. As a response, the government imposed a curfew on the community to restore order. The writer Frank Burns, in his book, delved into the occurrence of mass hysteria and culturally unique syndromes during his journeys to Nigeria and other impacted regions. Burns highlighted how storytelling played a crucial role in fueling mass hysteria and influencing the psychology of local communities. The occurrence of such phenomena in remote parts of Asia and Africa may be linked to cultural practices, limited access to education, and healthcare. In some cases, these areas may have a stronger reliance on traditional beliefs and practices, making them more susceptible. The reality of these syndromes is complex. While the symptoms reported may be real and experienced by individuals, the attribution of these symptoms to supernatural cases can be a culturally constructed phenomenon. Unanswered questions will continue because of the strange nature of this hysteria, and it may forever remain unexplained.